What is a low maintenance garden, and how can you make sure your garden is one? I'm going to give you some really useful design tips that will help you make the gardening easier. Hi, my name's Rachel, and I founded PlantPlots.com, an online garden design and advice website helping you make your garden better. Okay, well, that was a little bit of a loaded first question, which of these gardens are low maintenance? Because it's not the garden itself that is low maintenance. It's how you consider the garden maintenance to be. So if we're going to create a low maintenance garden, first of all, we have to understand what you consider to be chores that you don't like doing. Because if we can reduce those, the garden maintenance automatically reduces. So all a low maintenance garden is, what really means is that we've minimized the chores in the garden that you don't want to have to do. And all the other chores we've made simpler and easier to complete. So I'm going to give you 5 really simple rules that you can remember so that you can apply these in your garden to lower the time you take looking after and maintaining the garden. By far the most important factor you need to consider in any garden design is plan for debris. You are going to have stuff falling onto the ground. You are going to have bits and bobs being blown in from elsewhere. You might have birds in the trees who poop all over the patio. So the most important factor that you need to consider in any garden maintenance scheme is how easy is it for you to clear that away? How awkward is it? How can you rake the stones? Can you get the bits out, or have you got to hand pick stuff out of the garden? So if that job can be made quicker and easier for you, then automatically you're lowering your maintenance. The second simple rule is more to do with what is going to annoy you the most. How is your garden going to be spoiled by issues that you have to deal with? Because it's your reaction to those issues that makes it a maintenance issue. So what will spoil the look of the garden most for you? What's going to irritate you? What's going to irk you? What's going to drive you up the wall that will make you have to keep doing that chore? And so then you need to look at ways that you can minimize the faff factor of doing that chore. Don't lose sight of the fact that different maintenance elements of gardens have different responses in different people. So what your friends and neighbours may say is low maintenance, you may not consider that to be low maintenance. You might find it a right pain in the proverbials to go and do it. So it's different for everybody. It's understanding yourself that will help you determine the low maintenance elements in your garden. The third simple rule about lowering the maintenance regime in any garden is the 80-20 rule, in that 20% of the garden will create 80% of the work. So that's the 20% you need to concentrate on. Now, there's a lot of information that you can look into as to how to reduce that maintenance level. And on my website, I'll put a link in the video below that will take you to my low maintenance garden design page, which has got lots of tips about planting and pots and how you design the garden and lawn shape and all those sorts of things that will help you decide how you can improve and speed up the maintenance for that 20% of the garden that's creating all the work. The next rule about reducing the amount of maintenance is working with your weather. Now, what I mean by that is that plants have evolved and adapted to grow in every continent on Earth, apart from Antarctica, I think. So they're really good at looking after themselves. Plants will grow everywhere. But it's the human intervention in the plant's growth that affects how the plant will grow. Putting plants in pots changes their natural environment, which means they need more help to survive. if we change the way that the plant naturally wants to grow by pruning it or topiary or putting it into an artificial shape or growing over an artificial structure, then we will have to help that plant. So if you can change your opinion a little bit, or only put plants in the garden that will thrive in the circumstances that you have, or that you leave them in very natural looking shapes, then that automatically minimizes the amount of maintenance that you will have to do. The plants will look after themselves, which means you won't have to. I suppose this is the most important tip I can give you. And it's all about reevaluating what the garden is for you. Now, in the last 30, 40, 50 years, we've been regaled with images of gardens in the gardening media or on television and in adverts that show perfect lawns and green stripes, and we have plants that have no insect munch holes, or everything is beautiful and perfect. We go to garden shows and there is not a leaf out of place. There's not a brown leaf anywhere. And there aren't any weeds. My goodness, weeds. We can't possibly have weeds in the garden, because that's, I suppose, telegraphing or demonstrating to the world at large that you're not very good at gardening because you've got plants in your garden that shouldn't be there. They're weeds. Well, what harm are they doing in reality? And I think this is where you can easily lower your maintenance regime by just rethinking why. What do I need to do? What is the purpose of having a perfect lawn? Why do I need to fertilize the grass so it's beautifully green? Why have I got to water the grass when in the summertime to keep it green? And it's society's pressure, or the pressure of adverts and images that we've been given, that show us what a perfect garden looks like, and we're trying to aspire to it. So what I'm saying to you is, it's your garden. So if having perfectly stripy green lawn is important to you and you love doing that, great, carry on. But if it's a chore, if it's a pain, if you don't like doing that, then what harm is being caused if you chart your own path? For example, I decided a couple of years ago that I was going to stop mowing my lawn because the children weren't playing on it anymore. We didn't need it for a football pitch or a runaround space. And so I haven't got a green stripy lawn anymore. But what I do have is longer grass that's attracted woodpeckers down to the ground. I've got more butterflies in the middle of the lawn. I've got insects. The squirrels are coming in. The birds are landing looking for insects. And I don't have to mow it. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, but if you reevaluate what's important, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to maintain the garden by a set of standards that you see in the books or the show gardens. As long as it works for you, then the garden's low maintenance. It is what you choose it to be. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. We've got lots more advice on the website, plantplots.com. It's packed with garden design advice, with planting ideas, and helpful hints to help you make your garden better. And please do hit the subscribe now button. Thank you for watching.